Welcome back to A Closer Look. Anthony Newbold speaking with Minister Brent Symonette, talking about negotiating and any power a country may have, and what's to stop any of these big countries from exacting their pound of flesh, because you didn't give them what they wanted.
The end result is always you don't join.
Yeah.
Now let's just use something that is topical. The WT negotiation does not mean Walmart is going to walk in tomorrow. That's a myth. It's not going to happen, because we are reserving wholesale and retail for Bahamas. Now, you know what? City Market was here. International company. Super Value ran them out. Supermarket, you know? Super Value started by a man who was a packing boy in City Meat. So Bahamians should not be scared that they can't run their own business and start their own business. Access to capital might be another issue.
Yeah, that is
another conversation.
That's another conversation, because that's how they get started. And you were talking about, you know, you're carving out these areas. What exactly are those things that are negotiated that we're saying this is for Bahamians, this is going to be for us?
Right. We have a number of, I think there are 19 of them in total. So there's a lot of agricultural issues, chicken, sweet peppers, et cetera, et cetera. You put the agricultural side and the retail side, on the supply services side, there's wholesale retail, there's the whole question of services in terms of lawyers, real estate agents, and so on and so forth, construction, that are protected to a certain degree under the offer.
And there's no free movement of people.
Absolutely. I've heard this issue. For instance, the F&M government have a track record. When we joined the Economic Partnership Agreement in 2008, former Minister Mitchell was talking about CSME, Common Market Economy. The Bahamas said no, there's no free movement of labor. There will be no free movement of labor under the WTO. Absolutely not.
Education, and we touched on this a little earlier. I know you had some town meetings. I presume there's going to be a lot more of those kinds of things, so that people have the facts.
The initial town meetings were, what is WTO?
Yeah.
Now we're getting more into the weeds. We had our recent meeting with Geneva. We've got a series of questions from the United States, Brazil, the European Union, Canada. For instance, we have a ban on Canadian beef.
Okay.
You can import American beef, we can't import Canadian beef. So that's an issue that the Ministry of Agriculture will have to work out. So these are things, as we get in the weeds, that we have to work out, and that will require a second round of education, updating, because nothing's cut in stone yet.